Hey Capricorn, I need you to sit down for this one because what just came through in your cards is absolutely wild. I have been doing readings for years and sometimes the energy is just so clear, so undeniable that I get actual chills. And that is exactly what happened when I laid out your cards today, Dot. So I pulled 6 cards for you and the story they are telling is honestly one of the most powerful narratives I have seen in a reading lately. Each card does not just stand alone. They are building this incredible arc that shows me exactly what is happening in your life right now and what is about to unfold. And I have a feeling that as I walk you through this, you're going to have multiple moments where you are like, okay, how did the cards know that? Let me start with what came out first because this is where everything begins. The Knight of Cups showed up in Capricorn. I need you to understand something. You are the sign known for being practical, grounded, strategic, always thinking 10 steps ahead. You are not the sign that typically gets associated with romantic idealism or following your heart over your head. But here is what is happening right now. The Knight of Cups is arriving in your life as a complete disruption to your normal operating system. This card represents an emotional invitation, an opportunity to connect with a part of yourself that you have kept under lock and key for so long. And I am picking up on why you have kept it locked away. You learned early on that being vulnerable, being open, being idealistic, those things could lead to disappointment. So you built this fortress around your heart and you told yourself that being pragmatic was smarter, safer, more mature. But here is the thing the Knight of Cups is revealing to me. That fortress you built, it has been protecting you, sure, but it has also been isolating you. There is a whole dimension of life, of connection, of possibility that exists beyond those walls. And right now, the universe is extending an invitation for you to step outside and experience it. For some of you, this is showing up as an actual person, entering your life. Someone who has this genuine, emotionally available energy that feels almost foreign to you because you are so used to people who play games or keep their cards close to their chest. This person or this energy is disarmingly real, and it is going to challenge every defense mechanism you have built. But even more importantly, for all of you watching this, the Knight of Cups represents a part of your own heart that is ready to emerge. There are dreams you have been suppressing, feelings you have been pushing down, desires you have told yourself were impractical or unrealistic. The Knight of Cups is saying those things matter, they are valid, and actually, they are about to become really relevant to your path forward. Now, here is where the reading gets really interesting and where you are going to start seeing how these cards link together into one cohesive story. The second card that came out is the 8 of Wands, and the moment I pulled this card after the Knight of Cups, I understood what is happening for you. The 8 of Wands is rapid movement, swift change, everything happening at once. But it is not random chaos. The 8 of Wands appears when there has been a period of internal preparation or external delay. And then suddenly all the pieces fall into place and everything starts moving. So what the cards are showing me is this. Once you make that internal shift that the Knight of Cups is inviting you into, once you open that door in your heart that you have kept closed, the external world is going to respond immediately. I'm talking about opportunities coming in fast, conversations happening, decisions that need to be made, movement in areas where things have been stagnant for way too long. The 8 of Wands is like the universe has been waiting for you to give the green light. And the moment you do, everything that has been lined up behind the scenes comes rushing forward all at once. For some of you, this is going to manifest as literal communication. Messages you have been waiting for, news you have been hoping to hear, clarity on situations that have been ambiguous. For others, this is about sudden opportunities in your career or creative projects where things just start happening after months of feeling stuck. But here is the key connection between these first 2 cards that I really want you to grasp. The Knight of Cups is the internal opening, the emotional availability, the willingness to be vulnerable and follow what genuinely moves you. The Eight of Wands is the universe responding to that internal shift with external momentum. They are cause and effect. Your internal transformation triggers external transformation. So we have got you opening your heart. We have got momentum building rapidly. And now the third card comes in, and this is where things get very interesting. The Seven of Cups appeared, and Capricorn, this card is so important for you to understand right now, because it is showing me what happens. After all this movement starts, the Seven of Cups is the card of choices. Multiple options, different paths you could take. After the Eight of Wands brings in all this rapid energy and opportunity, you are going to find yourself standing at a crossroads with several different directions you could go. And here is where it gets tricky. Not all of these options are what they appear to be. The Seven of Cups has this dreamy, almost intoxicating quality to it. Some of the cups contain treasures, some contain illusions. The challenge is figuring out which is which. And what I am picking up for you specifically is that you are going to be presented with things that look really appealing on the surface. Maybe it is a job opportunity that seems perfect. Maybe it is a relationship that feels exciting. Maybe it is a path forward that everyone tells you is the right choice. But the Seven of Cups is asking you to look deeper. What is actually substantive versus what is just shiny packaging? What aligns with your true values versus what just looks impressive from the outside? This is where your natural Capricorn ability to see through illusions becomes absolutely critical. And here is the connection to what came before. The Knight of Cups opened your heart, the Eight of Wands brought swift movement and multiple opportunities, and now the Seven of Cups is testing whether you can stay connected to your inner truth while navigating all these external options. Because the trap of the Seven of Cups is getting so dazzled by the possibilities that you lose touch with what you actually want versus what looks good or what other people think you should want. I am also picking up that some of these options are going to require you to choose between the safe, practical path and the path that genuinely excites you but feels riskier. And this ties directly back to the Knight of Cups. Are you willing to follow what moves your heart even if it does not make perfect logical sense? Or are you going to default back to the safe choice because that is what you have always done? Now we get to the fourth card, and this is where the reading really shows you what you are up against internally. The Nine of Swords came out, and when I saw this card in this position, everything clicked into place for me about what you are experiencing right now. The Nine of Swords is anxiety, sleepless nights, worry, mental anguish. It is someone sitting up in bed unable to rest because their mind will not stop spinning. And here's what this card is revealing in the context of everything we have talked about so far. As all of this unfolds, as your heart opens, as opportunities rush in, as you face these choices, your mind is going to go into overdrive trying to protect you. You are going to have anxiety attacks about making the wrong decision. You are going to lie awake at night catastrophizing about all the things that could go wrong. You are going to second-guess yourself constantly, wondering if you are being foolish, if you are going to regret this, if you should just stay where you are because at least it is familiar. The Nine of Swords is showing me that your biggest obstacle right now is not external circumstances. It is your own fear. And Capricorn, I need you to really hear this because it is so important. The fear you are feeling is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. The fear is coming up because you are stepping into unknown territory, because you are choosing growth over safety, because you are doing something different than you have done before. Your mind has been trained to keep you safe by avoiding risk, by staying in control, by not letting yourself be vulnerable. So when you start making moves that involve opening up, trusting, stepping into uncertainty, your mind is going to throw every warning signal it can at you. It is going to create worst-case scenarios. It is going to remind you of every time you have been hurt before. It is going to tell you that you are making a huge mistake. But here is what the Nine of Swords wants you to understand. Most of what you are worrying about is not real. It is not prediction. It is fear. Your mind is creating elaborate disaster scenarios as a protection mechanism. But actually what it is doing is keeping you trapped. The fear itself is more painful than any actual outcome would be. And see how this connects to everything? The Knight of Cups asks you to be vulnerable. The Eight of Wands brings rapid change. The Seven of Cups presents you with choices. And the Nine of Swords shows you that your internal fear response is going to try to stop you from moving forward through all of this. This is the internal battle you are in right now. Then we have the fifth card, the Seven of Swords, and this card adds another layer to the story that is really fascinating. The Seven of Swords is traditionally about strategy, deception, sneaking around, not being completely upfront. And in your reading, I am seeing this play out in a couple of specific ways. First, there is something about trust that is coming up. With all these changes happening, with new opportunities and people entering your life, the Seven of Swords is advising you to be discerning about who you trust with your plans and your vulnerabilities. Not everyone who seems supportive actually has your best interests at heart. Not everyone who offers advice is coming from a pure place. But here is the deeper message I am getting specifically for you. The Seven of Swords is also about working strategically, making moves quietly without broadcasting everything you are doing. And I feel like this is actually guidance for how to navigate this period. You do not need to explain yourself to everyone. You do not need to justify your choices or get consensus before you act. There is something powerful about keeping your own counsel right now. About making decisions based on your inner knowing rather than seeking validation from others. The Seven of Swords is saying you can be strategic, you can move carefully. You can keep things private until you are ready to share them. And here is how this fits into the larger narrative. The Knight of Cups opens you emotionally. The Eight of Wands brings momentum. The Seven of Cups presents choices. The Nine of Swords brings up fear. And the Seven of Swords is telling you that you need to be smart about how you navigate all of this. You need to trust yourself more than you trust external opinions. You need to move with intention and strategy rather than reacting to pressure from others. There is also a shadow element here about self-deception. The Seven of Swords can indicate that we are lying to ourselves about something, avoiding a truth that is uncomfortable to face. So I would ask you, where might you be deceiving yourself right now? What are you pretending not to know because knowing it would require you to make a change you are not sure you are ready for? And now we come to the sixth and final card. And Capricorn, when I pulled the Hermit as your last card, I actually got emotional because this is such a perfect resolution to everything the other cards have been building toward. The Hermit is about solitude, introspection, inner wisdom, finding your own light. The Hermit stands alone on a mountain, holding a lantern that illuminates the path. And that image is so relevant to where you are right now. After all the external movement, after all the choices and fear and strategy, the Hermit is telling you that the answer to everything is found within you. You need to create space for genuine solitude right now. Not isolation out of fear, but conscious withdrawal so you can hear your own inner voice clearly. Because the truth is, underneath all the noise, underneath all the opinions and expectations and fear, you do what is right for you. You know which opportunities are real and which are illusions. You know which path aligns with your soul and which path just looks good on paper. The Hermit carries a lantern, but notice that it only lights up the next few steps, not the entire journey. This is the wisdom you need to embrace right now. You do not need to have everything figured out. You do not need a complete roadmap. You just need to trust yourself enough to take the next step based on your inner knowing. And then the next step will be revealed, and then the next. And here's how all of this comes together into one cohesive story. The Knight of Cups cracks open your heart. The Eight of Wands brings rapid external change in response. The Seven of Cups presents you with multiple paths and tests your discernment. The Nine of Swords brings up all your fear and anxiety about making the wrong choice. The Seven of Swords teaches you to trust yourself and move strategically without needing external validation. And the Hermit is the ultimate answer, showing you that your inner wisdom is the only compass you need. This is not just a reading about external events happening to you. This is a reading about a profound internal transformation that is going to change how you show up in the world. You are learning to lead with your heart while still using your strategic mind. You are learning to embrace uncertainty while trusting your inner guidance. You are learning that vulnerability is not weakness but courage. The energy around timing suggests the next several weeks are absolutely critical. Things are in motion right now. The choices you make, the internal shifts you allow, the fears you move through rather than being stopped by, all of it matters as so much. This is one of those pivot points in your life where you are going to look back and recognize that everything changed around this time. So what do you actually do with all of this information? Here is my guidance. First, honor what the Knight of Cups is asking of you. Open your heart. Let yourself want what you want without judgment. Second, prepare for the Eight of Wands momentum by getting clear on what really matters to you so when opportunities come, you can evaluate them quickly. Third, use your discernment with the Seven of Cups to see through illusions and choose what is real. Fourth, work with the Nine of Swords fear by recognizing it as just fear, not truth. Fifth, embody the Seven of Swords by trusting yourself more than external opinions. And sixth, create space for the Hermit solitude so you can access your deepest wisdom. You are at the beginning of something major. Capricorn, trust yourself. Trust the process. Trust that you have everything you need within you to navigate this beautifully. Let me know in the comments which card hit home for you most, or if you are already experiencing some of these energies in your life right now.